Hi everyone, and welcome to Sports Watch. If you like the content, please press the bell icon for further notifications and like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Nassourdine Imavov just shocked the middleweight division of the world by knocking out former two-time champion Israel Adesanya in the second round. It was Adesanya's third straight loss in the UFC, and it was the biggest win in Imavov's career as he announced himself in the big stage in spectacular fashion. All through fight week, Imavov looked calm and ready for the occasion. He was in phenomenal shape and looked under no pressure fighting the former champion. Adesanya, on the other hand, was coming off a loss and was looking to bounce back. His coach Eugene Behrman had stated that they had not prepared him well for the Duplessis fight, and he was to blame for the lack of preparations in a way too, which resulted in the loss. This time around, they had done the necessary work, and the results would show. Eugene, as usual, loves to make excuses for his fighter in a very subtle way, and he tries to generate empathy for them. When it's the other way around, he simply doesn't seem to care. In fact, this performance of Adesanya was worse than the Duplessis one. He was winning the fight against Dricus, but Eugene would have you believe that he wasn't prepared. Even Dana White, who is blatantly biased when it comes to Izzy, felt that he was looking great in the first round. He was chopping his legs with inside leg kicks, and his takedown defense was great. However, there are two sides to that story. Adesanya did probably win the first round, but Imavov had his own plans. He was not getting bothered by Izzy's feints or movements. Izzy landed good leg kicks, good kicks to the body, but Imavov's guard was up. He was pressuring Izzy and shot for takedowns twice in the first round. Adesanya showed great takedown defense and didn't get taken down. He even reversed Imavov and tried to take him down. Even though the takedowns weren't successful, it did two things. It tired out Izzy's arms and lowered his guard. He wasn't sure if Imavov was going to shoot or go for the overhand right hand. In the first round, Imavov landed a beautiful right uppercut that almost knocked Izzy's head back. His facial expression changed immediately, and he was backed up against the cage standing square. Imavov landed a few good shots in close range, but Adesanya knew that the danger was imminent. That's why wrestling is so important in MMA. The threat of the takedown opens up opportunities for the strikes up top. In the second round, Imavov moved forward and landed a beautiful straight right hand to the chin that dropped Izzy. It was the same shot that Sean Strickland had landed when he dropped Israel. Izzy looks to counter with the left hook when his opponents lunge in. The Imavov camp had done their homework. His right hand went over Adesanya's left and landed flush on the chin. He dropped him and then landed a vicious left hook to the chin. Adesanya turtled up, and Imavov was on his back and landed some shots when Mark Goddard stepped in and stopped the fight. Izzy protested like it was a premature stoppage, but only it wasn't. He was getting pummeled by Nassourdine. This win gets Imavov close to a title shot for sure. As for Adesanya, it's a steep road downhill. It will be difficult for him to mount a comeback now. In the co-main event, Michael Venom Page defeated Shara Bullet Magomedov by unanimous decision. In a battle between two elite strikers, it was MVP who got his hands raised. Shara Magomedov looked absolutely lost in the fight. He couldn't make any heads and tails about MVP's movement. It was a big step up in competition for him, and it proved to be embarrassing as well because Shara lost to a guy who fights at welterweight, and he couldn't hurt him in 3 rounds. What was even more alarming was Shara Bullet couldn't land a jab in the first 2 rounds. This fight just highlighted what an average fighter Shara Magomedov is. If there was a wrestler at the other end, then Shara could have gotten finished. He has to evolve if he wants to stay in the UFC. Otherwise, the upper echelon of fighters would smoke him. It was not the best performance from MVP either. It was kind of clumsy. His shots weren't having the desired impact. He was point fighting all along. It was his easiest fight considering his opponent possessed zero wrestling. But still, Michael Venom Page couldn't finish him. In the heavyweight division, Sergei Pavlovich defeated Jarzinho Rosenstruik in one of the worst heavyweight fights in a long time. Rosenstruik is an awful fighter who waits all day to land a shot. Apparently, he's a kickboxer who has no sense of striking whatsoever. Pavlovich was cautious as he landed some good left hooks. He wobbled Jarzinho multiple times. He even took him down. Who would have thought that a killer like Sergei would look for a takedown? He showed a different facet to his game, but his confidence wasn't there. Against an opponent who almost refused to strike with him, Pavlovich should be looking to finish him. But his last 2 losses has made him doubt himself and turn him into a wrestler. In the Bantamweight division, Vinicius Oliveira defeated Said Nurmagomedov. Both fighters were fatigued from the second round and were looking for someone to put them out of their misery. But they were too tired to do it themselves. It can be safely said that Said is the worst of the Nurmagomedovs. He can't wrestle, has no cardio, and fights as if he's drunk. And Vinicius hurt his ribs and was struggling himself. But Said was too tired to take any advantage. Oliveira called out Umar for a fight, but he has to improve his wrestling and cardio tremendously if he wants to fight with the top guys in the division. He barely made it to the third round. What do you think will happen in a 5 round fight? UFC Fight Night Saudi Arabia was a mixed bag of fights. New stars were born. Some old legends fell from the cliff. Let me know in the comment section what you feel. And if you like the content, please like, share and subscribe to the channel.